Have you ever pondered the fate of that plastic bottle you tossed away? Imagine a place where plastic bottles, bags, and other waste aren't just an occasional eyesore, but a defining feature. Welcome to the Pacific Garbage Patch, a swirling vortex of discarded plastic, a silent monument to our disposable culture. The Pacific Garbage Patch, also known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, isn't an island as some might imagine. You wouldn't crash into it on a ship or stumble upon it while swimming. Rather, it's a region of the ocean where currents, driven by the rotation of the earth and the winds, gather floating debris. Situated between Hawaii and California, it's a vast stretch of the ocean, a soup of plastic stretching across a staggering 1.6 million square kilometers. That's nearly twice the size of Texas, or 3 times the size of France. A seemingly endless expanse of ocean, tainted by the fingerprints of human negligence. Now let's talk about the plastic. It's estimated that the Pacific Garbage Patch contains a mind-boggling 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic. That's equivalent to 250 pieces of debris for every human on Earth. And every year another 8 million metric tons of plastic find their way into our oceans, a good portion of which ends up here. This vast accumulation of plastic doesn't just sit there harmlessly. It breaks down into smaller pieces, microplastics, which are then ingested by marine life, entering the food chain and ultimately our own bodies. The Pacific Garbage Patch is a symbol of a global crisis that goes beyond pollution. It's a crisis of consumption, of disposability, of a society that uses and tosses without a thought to the consequences. And so, a plastic graveyard, twice the size of Texas, silently floats in the Pacific, a chilling testament to our impact on the planet. But how did this monstrous entity come into existence, you may ask? The birth of the beast, the Pacific Garbage Patch, is a tale that intertwines human activities and natural phenomena, a grim testament to the consequences of our actions. Let's journey back to the mid-20th century. Industrialization was in full swing, and with it came an explosion of plastic production. This cheap, versatile material was hailed as a miracle of modern technology. Unfortunately, its durability and longevity, once celebrated, would become a curse. With time, the world's love affair with plastic began to show its dark side. The story of the Pacific Garbage Patch begins with a simple, everyday act: the improper disposal of plastic waste. This waste, be it a forgotten water bottle or a discarded fishing net, finds its way into rivers and streams, eventually making its way to the sea. Once in the ocean, these items begin their grim journey, carried by currents, winds, and waves. However, the beast does not owe its birth solely to human negligence. Nature plays its part as well. The North Pacific Gyre, a large system of ocean currents, acts as a colossal whirlpool, drawing in debris from across the globe. The currents within this gyre constantly move, trapping the plastic debris within its vortex. Over time, these fragments accumulate, creating a swirling mass of plastic soup. Yet, it's not just the currents that contribute to this gathering of waste. Human activities such as overfishing and illegal dumping significantly exacerbate the situation. Our apathy and ignorance have allowed this beast to grow and expand, unchecked and unchallenged. The Pacific Garbage Patch is more than just a collection of plastic debris. It's a glaring symbol of our disregard for the environment, a testament to our failure to manage our waste effectively. It's a stark reminder of the impact our actions can have on the world around us. Thus, the Pacific Garbage Patch was born, an unwanted child of our negligence and apathy. It is a silent, floating testament to the dire consequences of our actions and inactions. But why does it matter, you might ask? Well, let's dive into the profound impact this colossal garbage patch has on marine life and our environment. Imagine, if you will, a sea turtle meandering through the ocean, mistaking a floating plastic bag for a tasty jellyfish. The turtle swallows the bag and suddenly its digestive system is blocked. It's a painfully slow and agonizing death, all because of a single piece of plastic. Multiply this scenario by millions and you begin to grasp the magnitude of the problem, but the havoc doesn't stop there. The plastic ingested by marine creatures doesn't just disappear, it enters the food chain, breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces, which are then consumed by smaller creatures, and so on. This is not just an issue for the ocean's inhabitants, but for us, humans as well. When we consume seafood, we are unknowingly ingesting microscopic particles of plastic. The long-term health effects of this are still unknown, but one thing's for sure: it's not natural and it's not healthy. Moreover, the Pacific Garbage Patch is not just an environment issue, it's an aesthetic one too. Our beautiful blue oceans are being transformed into murky, plastic-filled cesspools, robbing future generations of their natural beauty. The Pacific garbage patch is not just a distant problem, it's a ticking time bomb threatening to explode and wreak havoc on our planet. So what can we do about this, you might be wondering? Well, the answer lies not in grand, sweeping gestures, but in the small, everyday choices we make. Firstly, we can choose to reduce our plastic use. This might seem like a drop in the ocean, but remember, every little helps. Think about the plastic items you use every day. The water bottle you buy at lunch, the plastic bag you use for your groceries, the single-use cutlery at your favorite fast food joint. These are all things that can be easily replaced with reusable alternatives. Now, imagine if every person in your town, your region, your country made these changes. The impact would be enormous. We could drastically reduce the amount of plastic that ends up in our oceans and, subsequently, the Pacific garbage patch. Secondly, we can choose to recycle. This is a simple action that can have a significant impact. By recycling our plastic waste, we can prevent it from ending up in the ocean and contributing to the garbage patch. But perhaps most importantly, we can use our voices to spread awareness. Talk to your friends, your family, your colleagues about the Pacific garbage patch. The more people know about it, the more pressure there will be on governments and corporations to take action. Remember, every piece of plastic we refuse is a step towards a cleaner, healthier planet. The power to change the future of the Pacific garbage patch and our planet lies in our hands.